Good afternoon, good evening, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Habiba and today's episode is going to be very informative as always. Habiba is a registered mental health and substance use nurse living in Canada. I am here today to talk about cancer. How do you promote emotional care to cancer patients? Yes, I said emotional care. As a family member, you should be able to do that. As a friend, you should be able to do that. As a caregiver, you should be able to do that. But if you don't know how, it's okay. You can get these tips right here on my channel. When I was a young teenager, I had a friend. I'm not going to mention her name. She would know I'm talking about her. I used to go to a jam class, and if I prep in those days. And when I come back from lesson, her house was just opposite the street was opposite my street. I was living in Ibadan Street in Surulere. She was living in Ailara Street. So I would usually branch before I go home, just for 10-15 minutes. And it was very essential to me to do that because she was really in distress. And her parents, her mom and her siblings were also in the same shoes. Their father had cancer. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. So her father had cancer and I was aware. She told me. So I took it upon myself. I don't know why. It was just me, like making sure I check on her before I get home. So for a long time, throughout, not just a long time, throughout my time there, I was always feeling so awkward in conversations. I had no idea of how to care for someone or a caregiver who is experiencing that. Of course, her late dad used to have chemo at home and then he would go back. And, it was on and off. So for me, I didn't even know what to ask the dad. I don't think I ever asked. I was just so normal. When I say normal, I found the situation awkward on what to say. But one thing I did very well was active listening. And, this verbal and non-verbal communication was something I was very clear about at an early age. So I was always just looking at, okay, when do I talk or when do I not talk? But then I wasn't intense in most conversations. It was very light. And I did much more of hugging to my friend because we used to hug anyways before. Just friendly hug. So what flashback into nursing school, I met patients as a student nurse and I understood what my friend was going through at that time. So for those of you who don't understand what cancer means, according to the World Health Organization, cancer is a large group of disease that can affect or that can start in almost any organ or tissue of the body. And when abnormal cells grow uncontrollably, they would usually go beyond their boundaries to invade adjoining parts of the body or even they will spread to other organs. So it's not just about the illness, but that emotional part of the illness or disease is where I'm here for. I know I'm into mental health, not medical, but there's a very great component of mental health that comes with that. And that's why I'm here to share with you. So let me tell you the tips that can help. 1, active listening. I did that a lot and I think I did well being a teenager and who had no clue of what's cancer and what you should do, So, but I want to tell you that when you don't know what to say or how to say it, it's okay. Sometimes the patient might not even want you to talk. It's not that they don't like you, don't get it twisted. It's actually your presence they appreciate the most. Of course, I later knew that after her dad passed away. I never even knew that. I just understood it later. Most things that happened, and I was happy I did that. I was happy I was there to, give someone a hand or a shoulder to lean on. So my point is, the fact that you're not talking doesn't mean you're not relevant. You are very relevant to be present. But when you're present, ensure you're not pressing your phone, ensure you're not doing other things. Be there. I would use only 10 minutes sometimes or 15 minutes because my grandma will be waiting and I have to, they're watching the time I get home, irrespective of the fact that I didn't even tell them I'm going there. I didn't, because they don't allow me to go out to places to visit friends. I didn't have that opportunity as a teenager, but I think I did that only for my friend. So another thing is, if you don't know what to say, you can actually say things that you guys shared together before that incident happened. Like for me and my friend, it was more of academics. I was preparing to go to a medical school or to go into the medical line. She was preparing to go into accounting, so we would usually exchange, oh, in your lesson this is what happens, or in my lesson, like we were more of academic friends. And the interesting thing was, she became a chartered accountant as I'm speaking. I came into my medical field anyways, thank God. So go back to the talk. Wait, you guys subscribe. I'm giving you, expensive things for free. I'm waiting. Subscribe. This encourages me to do more and to do more research into giving you the best information that can help you promote your mental health and well-being. So I'm waiting for you to subscribe and click the notification bells. Thank you. So, talking about active listening, it is very important. When your patient is ready to talk, it's okay. They can take the lead. Take the pressure off your head. Don't feel pressured like I was. Don't feel pressured at all. If it's okay, let that patient or that your family member having cancer at the moment, please let them take the lead. It's okay. And don't give advice or opinions just anyhow, except you are asked. That's good. Number 2, you also know that at some point you might end up talking, but when you want to talk, let it be empathetic, let it show concern, let it show interest, let it show encouragement, and overall let it show that support you came for. Yes, words hurt, words bleed, words never leave anymore. So it's crucial to think before you talk. When it comes to patients with cancer, I can give an example. You can give a starter example like, what are you feeling? Non-verbal communication is also very important. Don't come and say, what are you feeling? No, don't do that. What are you feeling? As opposed to, how are you feeling? Sometimes you might be wondering, I don't know what to say. Say it that way. I'm not sure of what to say, but I just want you to know that I care about you. You can also say, I'm thinking about you. These are encouraging words, and it always lifts their mood up. Let me tell you something about cancer patients or clients. Their family members giving the care, their friends giving the care, or the caregivers, they all sometimes have emotional distress. They do have stress, physical stress, emotional distress. They sometimes do have anxiety. They do have what else? Like depression. Some people go through depression. So please, your words are very key. Then another thing to note with that is experience. You know what I want to talk about with experience? In experience, I know some of you would say, oh, I know someone who's got cancer before. Please don't say that. Don't say, oh, I know someone who's got cancer before. It was so horrible. Don't ever say that to anyone, please. And also, there are different types of cancer. So everyone's therapeutic care, everyone's treatment care is different. Your treatment is, it's just like saying we have the same diagnosis or the same pregnancy or something. We would respond differently on the day of delivery. The way I'll push it forward. In fact, that's another topic. And so please see everyone as a unique entity. Don't say things that will demoralize that person. They don't need it. That's why I said silence is therapeutic. Oh yes, it was very effective, as much as I was a teenager at that time. Then with experience, it's important to know that I'm linking it to asking questions. Ask important facts. Don't ask anything anyhow. Some people might change. Their body might change over time. Some might have hair loss. Some might. Just please ask questions when necessary. Try to be sensitive in your observation. Obtrusive and unobtrusive observation is key. In whatever way, just observe and see whether, is it the right time to ask this question or not? Or is it okay to ask about this or not? And sometimes even your patient or your client or your family member might talk about things like funeral. Expect it. Just listen to them. Acknowledge their feelings. In fact, say it, that I acknowledge your feelings, but you don't know how they feel. Don't say you know how they feel. You don't. Even if you have had it before, you don't know how that other person is feeling, because your response to treatment or the disease at the time is both different. You're two different individuals. And then that takes me to visiting. When you're visiting, please gain consent. call and ask, is it okay to visit? I know some other countries like Africa are like, oh, why can't I just batch into the person's house, blah, blah, blah. No, the reason is because it is a terminal illness that comes with overwhelming emotional distress. And when we are talking of emotional distress, this can be relative to the person's mood. She might not be in the mood. He might not be in the mood at that time and might not want visitors. Or probably the treatment at that time was exhausting and she just doesn't want to see anyone. So please respect their no. Don't say, she doesn't even want me to see her. That's why I said you must be sensitive as a human being if you want to give emotional support to people. If you truly, genuinely want to give emotional support to people, you have to understand their feelings and respect it. No should be accepted. If they say no, it's not because they don't want to, it's how they are feeling in the moment. You will come by later, and if not, you can just give a call. When is the best time to visit you, or what do you think I can and bring along when I'm coming? Probably, in fact, it's not about when you bring along that matters the most. It's that presence, but let it be when they are ready. And another thing is touch. I think I did that with my friend. Hugging is good, it's therapeutic to some people, but ask consent. Consent is very important. I must say this. I don't know how that will feel to some people, but you need to ask. It is good to ask first, and if you feel you understand your friend way below that or your family member way below that, just hug them. It saves you an hour of awkward conversation. I think I did that a lot, and I later realized after Dad passed away, I realized she so much appreciated it. She expressed so many things to me. She told me almost all the whole story that I never knew. I was like, wow. So, I mean, make the person comfortable beyond what it is. Be kind. The most thing ever is be kind. I might be all put together. I might be looking so great. You don't know what I'm passing through internally. And that's the same with any other person out there. So being kind, it doesn't cost you anything. Show some care and compassion. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm really sorry I took so much time today. It's actually deliberate. It's in honor of all people going through this disease in the moment. And my heart goes out to you all, and you're a strong person. I would say, you're a strong person. I pray you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope things go well. So on this last note, I would say bye-bye for now, and see me in my next episode. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you for watching.